Hey, it's me, ProJared. Welcome back to Max Gentleman Sexy Business. We only have 11 days left to defeat my rival. That's really not that much.
More!
Oh, everyone's
my pleasure.
Everyone's just got me overwhelmed just now. Was there anything I can have Samuel go grab? Well, it'd be super worthwhile. Actually, it might be time for gold. Sam, yeah, I need that. Spend 96 gold to get 31 gold? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Never do that. Pip, money, Summer. Guess we just have you keep fighting. Market share, don't really need. Yeah, let's just get in there. Take out the next boss right away. Get in there and fight. I'm fairly certain that I don't think Summer's going to be able to defeat him before time runs out. Well, maybe. That's what, every 10 seconds you get to punch in? That's not bad. Let's see here. Boss, the employees are claiming that a spirit roams the halls of the office. Oh, more spirits. Let's hire a priest to help the spirit move on and ban the use of Ouija boards for the rest of the month. Spend $84,000 and lose 10? But I get 3 with Starling. Ugh. Fire the night shift, thus solving the problem. Or Poppycock. Tell them to stop making shit up. I mean, that's me. That's what I would actually say, but losing 25 morale doesn't feel good. I feel like the losses for either ladies maybe too much. Well, I mean, I can afford it. I can afford it. Here you go. Oh, that's so minus 10 morale. I missed that part. Whoops. But hey, I know you're in the middle of a fight, but want another date? I can give you a cane to beat people with. Summer Starling, date number 3. Tell me more about how much you hate me. Good day, boss. Summer Starling has once again stormed the premises. And a business maid is refusing to come within 100 feet of her, so it has fallen to me to introduce her. Yes, hello, well met, etc. I am here today as a result of your various charms. I've come to find you so very... Summer consult a dog-eared volume labeled The Big Book of Deceptions. Attractive, that I simply must go out with you once more. I have planned a day of lively activities which include sailing, shooting, definitely no retribution for your possible associations to my arch nemesis. What say you? Are you seduced? Sure, but only because we agreed you definitely aren't going to murder me. Wonderful, let's go. Summer hurries you into her carriage and makes haste to the beach, where a magnificent yacht awaits you. I thought we might go for a romantic voyage together. The sea is the perfect metaphor for love. Lethal, unpredictable, and wet. As Summer leads you aboard, you notice a sign on the beach. Beware of sharks. What's for lunch? Tea and sandwiches. For 1. I mean 2. The boat launches, and soon you were in the middle of the ocean. Ah, sailing, the salty air, the crashing waves, the constant threat of drowning. Speaking of which, put on this life vest. Summer throws a life vest over your shoulders. It's actually just several bags of sand painted orange. What's that over there? You turn to look, and Summer knocks you overboard with an oar. You are now treading water with sandbags around your neck, and there are indeed a whole ton of sharks here. When life gives you lemons, punch a shark, pretend that you are also a shark, or you think you recognize these sharks? Punch a shark! You've been waiting your entire life for such a justified shark-punching opportunity. You punch the lead shark so hard in the face that it turns into a perfectly tailored suit in your exact size. Shark suit! You wear the suit. This does not help the morale of the other sharks. What? Where are they going? I paid for sharks, not aquatic chickens. I mean, goodness, darling, I'm so glad you're safe. I grow weary of sailing. Let's go shooting instead. I am sure that'll be much safer. Summer whisks you away from the wharf and out into the countryside, where you find a meadow full of guns. I find shooting to be a wonderful bonding experience, don't you? Don't answer. Today we'll be shooting apples off each other's heads with these extremely inaccurate muskets. Don't worry, it's all completely safe for the person doing the shooting. Would you like to go first or second? It's like first to shoot first, or first to stand there first. I get it. Well, Let me assure you, Summer, I make sure that she always comes first. Excellent. You can be the first to get shot at. Go stand over there. Oh, and I suppose you can place an apple on your head if you absolutely must. I am digging her, like, gloves, by the way. That's my favorite part of this outfit. Once you're in position, Summer points the musket straight at you and sights down the barrel. It doesn't seem like she's really trying to hit the apple. So long, boss. It's been whatever the opposite of a pleasure is. You hear the crack of the musket shot. A bullet is whizzing straight towards your face. Catch the bullet with my teeth, lock eyes with the bullet, and slowly shake your head. Duck? Catch it with my teeth. With a mighty chomp, you stop the bullet in its tracks. It tastes like the walls of your childhood home. My mistake. Let me try that again. Summer fires again. This time you catch the bullet in the muscular cleft of your chin. Curse your dynamic physique. I mean, whoops, one more time. This time you don't even bother to catch the bullet. You just stop it with your impenetrable forehead. Are you immune to guns or something? Let's see. When I said my mind was a steel trap, I meant my skull is a steel mold protecting my mind. Nah, I'm too sexy to die. I see. Let's see. My turn. Summer locks eyes with you and calmly snaps the musket over her knee. Damn it. Oops, clumsy me. The gun seems to be broken. I tire of shooting in any case. Let us adjourn, perhaps, to a remote cottage I have rented for exclusive use. I like the way you think. I'm sure that will continue indefinitely. She's physically attractive, but I'm getting more annoyed by the constantly trying to murder me part. Whereas Pip is trying to solve murder. Let's go now. Chop chop. Summer throws you into her carriage and takes off for the country at top speed. You arrive soon after at a dilapidated shack in the woods. Well, here we are. There's a romantic dinner inside or something. Go on in. Are you coming in with me? Great question. The answer is no. Summer kicks you into the shack and locks the door behind you. You hear the unmistakable sound of the building you're inside of getting set on fire. Pretty soon, your eyes confirm your ears' suspicion. Flames begin to crawl up the walls. Whatever will you do? Bury the fire under all the gold coins in my pockets, on account that I am rich with money. You turn out your pockets and literally throw money at the problem. Soon, thanks to your unusually large pockets, you have transformed this personal oven into a small, warmish money pit. The walls collapse under the weight of all that gold. This is simply the trouble with money pits. You emerge from the smoldering shack, ready for another barely concealed threat from Summer. But she seems too busy being trapped under a burning tree. Yes, it was probably a bad idea to set a wooden shack on fire in the middle of a forest. Did you come all this way just to deliver that one smug opinion? No, I came all the way out here because I was afraid you were going to murder my employer. I have halted 3 attempts already this evening. Don't tell the kind boss, but her cockamamie scheme was likely a result of smoke inhalation. Lucky I was here to put the fire out. I would have been here sooner, but your trained assassins were quite resilient, considering they were just armadillos with knives strapped to their backs. Are you done now? Can we move on to the part where you get me out from under this tree? Only if you admit this has all been a ruse to get closer to me. That's insane and you're an idiot! Counterpoint, this fire is hot, so sure, why not? You're right. Now assist me! Using all of your most chivalrous muscles, you hoist the burning timber and set Summer free. I didn't expect you to actually help me, after I spent literally the entire day trying to murder you. I was so convinced that you were only talking to me as a part of one of Ralph's vile schemes. I suppose it's possible you might just be a nice person. Yeah, you hate that, don't you? Ooh, yeah, get embarrassed. Let's see. So how about this? I just think you're hot. Indeed. Well, in any case, thank you for preventing me from becoming hot in a more lethal sense. Maybe we could start again. But for now, we should probably get out of here. These woods are still extremely on fire. You all make haste to leave the raging forest fire to itself. Cowgirl outfit? Hey. But how are you like bending that way? Like, how is this possible? That ass is the most perfect heart-shaped ass I've ever seen. But also, like, I don't feel like you should be able to bend this way. Good God. Why are you wearing this dumb cowboy outfit when this is an option? I am not into this at all. I refuse. No. I'm gonna slap a big no to that one. Meanwhile, she's back to fighting. So she didn't get to murder me. I'll at least permit her to murder Elwyn's little merchant. That makes sense. Oh, also, since I got the money for it, I need more time. Extension, 7 more days. Next is 300 freaking gold. Well, we'll just keep making gold as I generate tons of money.
I'll be in my room.
Pip, do a quick rest. I'm gonna get tired.
I'm done for now.
Damn it. Yeah, she can only go for a minute in the fight pit. Now everyone's resting. Well, nothing's happening. Hey! How's it going, viewer? Have you been enjoying Mac's Gentleman's Sexy Business? Oh! That's some high-class smut of Fanny Shuffle Bottle? Ooh. I did say I wanted to get to know Fanny Shuffle Bottle a little bit more, and what better way to do it than, you know, reading porn of her. Ooh, also there's roses right there I need. Hold on. Let me grab that first. Just to make sure. Alright, now I'll purchase. Alright, Fanny Shuffle Bottom, expose in autumn. Ooh, yep. Quite classy. I like how the art for all of these, they always have like, just abs. But they also make sure they're not like super thin in the thighs or the legs or the hips or anything like that. Now this, it's simple pose, classic pose, attractive pose. What kind of escapade shall Fanny get herself into? Fanny's erotic expedition. Hurry, the winds are worsening. Fanny snared the lumberjack's hand, holding fast when he yanked back against her. No, he cried. The higher we ascend the mountain, the more bitter the winds. We should make for lower ground, for the woods or for the town. The town is too far for us to reach before nightfall, she hissed, her voice as cold as the savage winds that lashed at them. We would die in the attempt. And here, what shelter have the mountains to give us? In the distance, a pack of wolves made their presence known, their wailing cries tangled with the tumult of the storm lashing snow against their faces. Fanny would not listen to this man's weak seeking of civilization now, and for were they not wild things in their own right? And if he would not seek to save himself, she would leave him behind. That was the law of the wild, was it not? Kill or be killed, eat or be eaten, climb or fall. Fanny let go of the lumberjack's hand and turned towards the craggy peaks above, jutting like blackened knives against the dimming gray sky. With her near-empty rucksack over her shoulders, she grasped the next foothold, and then the next. Her muscles howled like the wolves trying to follow their scent as she pulled herself up by brute force alone. Just a little slower, he begged, with a snort. Fanny threw him a length of rope lashed around her waist. Pull too hard, she warned him, and I'll cut it. He did not pull it. He let her lead him, against biting snow and vicious winds. She chilled to shaking as the sun toppled below the distant horizon. But Fanny's heart beat stronger than it had since she first set out on this hunting expedition. She felt more full than when she last felled a stag and feasted on its meat for days. Every step now was death. Every step now was life. With a flailing hand, she found purchase on a wider expanse. She heaved herself up with a grunt onto the small plateau, her muscles flexing powerfully as she helped pull the lumberjack up behind her. He landed with a groan as she pulled herself to her feet. A cave beckoned to them and she fled for it, gasping with relief in the shelter from the wind that threatened to freeze her to pieces. The barren roots of a long-dead tree overhung inside the cramped space, another sign of life and death, another gift from the wilds that fueled her. By the time the stars were shining unseen far above the roiling clouds, Fanny had a fire started. They shared the last of their smoked venison. The shrieking of the winds down the mountainside kept them silent, a reminder of how precarious their existence was in that moment, in that place. A quiet hung thick between them, even in the deafening storm. But for as much as Fanny's body ached, there was nothing but primal satisfaction in her. Once the trappings of civilization and comfort were stripped away, she could finally savor what it meant to be alive. A full belly and a hot fire. That was enough. A safe place to sleep, and another night alive. That was enough. And company to keep. Even the wolves had packs, did they not? Even the most cunning among them still needed companionship. And it was when one was closest to death that one felt the most alive. "Your clothes will chill you all the more," Fanny whispered, grasping the lumberjack by his shirt and shoving it from his watery shoulders. Her heart beat hot, fueled by a primal rhythm stoked since the dawn of life itself. The once lost lumberjack did not resist her, but simply stared. Stunned, she knew, by seeing what it truly meant to live. Bare-chested, he finally spoke. "And yours?" They stripped each other of the way ravens strip carrion to the bone. The lumberjack's hard hands yanked Fanny's hair as she dug her nails through his graying beard. Their kisses gave them heat in a way neither had known since the pretense of civilization. A way neither could know if they were not far, far from that place. Their fingers, calloused and hard, gripped against the other's bodies and laid claim to them. With a cry lost to the wild storm tearing down the mountains, Fanny rocked back as the lumberjack gripped desperately to her heaving bosom. She pinned him to the stony cave floor, both palms shoved against his chest. With the same assurance as if she were breaking a wild mustang, Fanny slung a strong thigh over his hips and mounted the man without so much a pause to catch her breath. For what good was pausing to breathe, when every breath may be her last? A fire at the entrance of the cave, placed there to ward away of predators, cast their heaving shadows against the wall. The crackling flames warmed them little compared to how they warmed each other, capturing the kind of heat that could only be found by facing death itself and laughing in its stupid face. He entered her, and she allowed it, her mighty thighs clamping down strong as she rode him. Her fine upbringing vanished in the wilderness as just beyond her fire. Her courtly manner disappeared as she took charge of the man she allowed to be inside her. Fanny wrapped her arms around the lumberjack's full neck, tugging him up from the floor and against her generous chest. Her brow pressed to his, and their lips collided. So I feel like that gives an idea of what Fanny's personality is very much. Civilized, rich, very much kind of sheltered, and all she wants to do is like break free of that and just get wild. Like, she likes the hunt, she likes the wilderness, like she likes dirty stuff. She wants to do stuff that's not elegant. I respect that, Fanny. I respect that. And your boobies are good. Meanwhile,
I'm in tip-top count on me.
Max
Got it.
getting gold, Pip making money, Summer doing a fight.
Don't keep me
Yeah.
waiting.
Oh, I hope that's enough time. Down to a
Another
minute left.
round?
Oh yeah, she'll be able to.
Yes,
And
darling.
Bonbon also making money. Good, good, good. One more solid punch. Bah! No! Defeated! Alright. Now, more execs can be in the barber shop, which... whatever. Hostile takeover! So, you've managed to make it all the way to my district. Oh no, I'm so scared. Please have mercy on me. Just kidding! Did you really think that I was just sitting idly by watching you gather sexy and powerful executives? I, too, have been gathering my own cast of charismatic and rich tycoons. Allow me to introduce you to my all-star lineup. My food industry, Jack Gently. Dear God, he's slightly larger than me! My metalwork industry expert, Jenny Farting? Oh, they're just... it's the evil versions of everyone. They also look like they were drawn by separate people or just using the creative character. Are we positive you're not me from the future? Or the past? Quick, someone shoot one of us to see who fades away. My construction industry expert, Kip Nipple. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. We should hang out. My entertainment industry expert, Candy Von Lustful. Is it just masturbation if you fuck someone else who looks like you? Wait, hold on. I'm getting an idea for a sexy magic show with you as my body double. I like it. My fashion industry expert, David Showy. Oh, thank God. I was afraid we were going to be wearing the same thing. My shipping industry expert, Kelly McNormal, instead of Vicky Lestrange. I'm detecting a strong, basic bitch aura. Got him. My mining industry expert, Autumn Starling. dear lord, do I really look that severe? I love it. My transportation history expert, Princess Naughty Bits. There can be only one! And then, of course, there is me, the jack of all trades, and simultaneously also the master of all trades. Have fun facing off against my crack team of original characters. I'll be waiting for you at the top. My OCs, don't steal. Oh, I don't get one? That's fine. It's fine. Dang. That's the last district already, and yet I'm nowhere near done. I have so much dating left to do.
Head to head. Glory be to you.
Well, let's see here. Well, probably have to go through them one by one, huh? Starting off with Autumn Starling. Followed by, ooh, rare boxing gloves. I want to get to this, though. More market share for Pip and beat the shit out of Kip. Kip probably sucks. Killing normal. Hamilton's important. Haberdashy. Rewards, revenge, and victory. 11,000, power 70? That's a lot of people to fight. Oh, they all have ridiculous amounts. Alright, yeah, it's gonna take some doing. The best way to handle that. Just keep training up her fisticuffs, I guess?
Well then.
I'm making enough money to train her, as long as I'm also making enough money to get gold to buy myself time. Lunchtime! Who would I like to accompany me today? Beep. Oh, if I can get a good blackjack round, please. 17 versus 19? I know blackjack rules. There's a good chance that she's representing 19, because the chance of this being a 10 underneath is always really high, but also, I have so few outs if I actually hit. I'm better off just holding, and I'm going to lose.
I win!
Not that I could have done. That sucks. Only get one heart out of that. Damn it. I'm so me, I just want more stuff. How many roses do I have? 4? Ah! I've only had 1 blackjack!
I'm done for now.
Before I forget, I need to give her her cane. I didn't even give that to her while she was beating dudes. Alright, boom, increase your damage.
I'm spent.
We're gonna need that in this upcoming final district. Yeah, she'll be punching real hard. I'm almost up to $1 million! Sick.
I'm exhausted.
Oh, I'm sure. Good rest. If I can just get one more date with Pip. Using this flower. Disperse riot. Oh no! Oh! Fuck. Fuck. No. Get out of there. My morale is bad if riots are showing up. Damn. But hey. I got this pretty Pip. The next date with Pip Whipple. Pip Whipple suddenly bursts into your office, accompanied by a set of police officers. Oh, boss, it appears Pip Whipple has arrived. I believe she wishes to speak with you. Actually, Mr. Butler, if that is your real name, I'm here to speak with you. Officers, restrain this man. What's going on? Justice is going on. The 2 officers surround Battle Butler. They attempt to pull his massive, beefy arms behind his back, but they can't gain an inch. Oh dear, this is Mr. Regular. The officers struggle against Battle Butler's immovable arms, putting their whole body weight into it. He pays them no mind. Most irregular indeed. Perhaps you're wondering why I, Pip Whipple, amateur detective extraordinaire, would wish to speak to an unassuming butler. Unassuming is a bit harsh. Not as harsh as what I'm about to say. The officers resign themselves from moving Battle Butler and simply handcuff their wrists to his. The uncertainty of this action is clearly visible in their eyes. Boss, I have irrefutable evidence proving once and for all that your Battle Butler is our culprit. She walks in close and whispers in your ear. Do you trust me? Yeah. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Acceptable. A healthy dose of curious skepticism is a fine quality for any would-be detective. I have gathered 3 key pieces of evidence. The letters, a letter, and a Deus Ex Machina. What would you like to hear about first? The letters? Boss, you will recall the letter which was discovered in your accusatorium after my last visit. Yes, of course. I will describe it again nonetheless, because this is part of my monologue. The letter in question was a vague threat towards a non-specific person to admit guilt when pressed. It proved that we are dealing with something bigger than we first suspected. The letter was addressed to a sir or a madam, implying that perhaps more than one guest received the same threatening letter. I had my suspicions, so I thoroughly dug through everyone's trash the following day. There were exactly 11 letters, one to each of the fine gentlemen and ladies we gathered in the room that fateful evening. My suspicions were true. Everyone in that room was being blackmailed. Would you like to know more? A letter. The letter, boss, was signed by a cryptic W. That could be anyone. To the untrained eye, yes, but not to a professional amateur investigator like yours truly. At first, the letter W holds no special meaning. That is, until we turn it on its side. Thus, transformed becomes the Greek letter sigma. So? Sigma is, of course, the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet. And what is the 18th letter of the English alphabet? R. I knew that right away. Precisely. The 18th letter of the English alphabet is the letter R, which just happens to be the final letter of Butler! I feel like perhaps that's a bit of a tenuous connection at best. And now for the grand finale. Bring it home, Pip! I myself oversaw the construction of your accusatorium. What I didn't tell you is that I installed my own personal surveillance system. That's right, I hid my crime-solving pet mouse inside the walls. Deputy Officer Julius Cheeser saw everything that transpired that evening. I hadn't expected to need his testimony because it takes him a really long time to use the typewriter, but this morning I awoke to see he had submitted his report. He described that the butler was seen distributing the blackmail letters before everyone arrived. That doesn't look good for him. Indeed, surprising absolutely everyone, it turns out the butler did it! I've used my connections at the police station to arrange for his execution to be moved up to right now! Hold on a minute, you can't just kill my butler.
Boss is correct, I'm very difficult to kill.
What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Butler?
Indeed, I distributed those letters, but I am unable to deny my guilt.
Excellent. On to the execution then. It's most important that we wrap this up this way.
My life and service is the boss, as always. If this is what you want, boss, I shall die with honor.
I'd like to see them try.
Just let me know when I'm allowed to defend myself, boss.
As he is your butler, it is only customary that you choose his means of execution. Drowning, hanging.
Let him go out the way he lived, fighting wild animals. Bless you, boss.
Battle Butler grabs the police officers by the back of their collars and carries them out, following Pip to an awaiting police convoy. You all take a pleasant ride down to the zoo, where the police prepare Battle Butler for his battle to the death. Ah, yes. Here we are. Time to do an execution on this obviously guilty criminal. Pip looks around nervously as the police corral feral lions, tigers, and bears into the enclosure surrounding the Battle Butler. Indeed, time to end this man's life for his crimes! 3, 2... Not feeling super sure about this. Anyway, last words?
Let's get on with it then.
The Battle Butler impatiently kicks the cage door open and is immediately piled on by various manner of wild beasts. No, wait! Just then a voice calls from the distance. Stop this madness at once! You! Wilfred Whipple? No, this is all wrong. The butler didn't do it. None of the evidence points towards him. I knew it. I didn't want to believe it, but I knew you were behind this. The W in the letter stands for Whipple, but not for me. Rather, this is the initial of Wilfred Will Whipple, my father.
What's going on?
You were never supposed to find the letter. I set you up so you couldn't fail. Now look what you've done. You staged this, all of this. Yes, well, not the part where you execute an innocent man. All other suspects would have just believed we bought their way out of jail. And why did you suddenly move this man's execution to today? That's not how due process works. Yeah, speaking of, Battle Butler bursts from the pile of beasts, triumphantly riding a bear. He rides up to the edge of the enclosure and leaps to safety.
Pardon me, I couldn't help but overhear the current situation, so I decided to stop my execution while we sort things out. You don't mind?
I've caught you, father, and boy am I pissed. Once I realized I was being toyed with, I decided to set a trap. Isn't that right, Mr. Butler?
Please don't be cross with me, boss. It appears I may have deceived you. Mrs. Whipple approached me some time ago to request my assistance in a rather unorthodox scheme.
I suspected you were behind this, Father. I figured if I put an innocent man's life on the line, you would step in before it's too late. She knew it was her dad the whole time. It was all a ruse!
Close enough.
You've got me. I faked a murder to give you something to investigate and solve. I knew it. You're always so supportive I could die!
What about the dead man?
Oh, merely a professional wig swallower who perished during the course of his duties due to an unfortunate but common workplace accident. We as a society do not pay enough attention to the hazards of professional wig swallowing. Get out of my face. I can't believe you've done this to me. Again, you always do this. I'm sorry, Pippy. Pippy Bear. Oh, just leave. Mr. Whipple and the police officers head out. Pip, meanwhile, has stomped her way over to a corner and now sits with her arms around her knees, scowling. Oh. Want to talk about a champ? I'm just disappointed in my dad, in myself, in the whole dang situation. Sure, I figured it was him eventually, but not before I made a fool of myself in front of everyone. I've always wanted to be your detective because of the adventure and the romance, but I also wanted to do something real for a change. Growing up rich, there's not a lot of room for gritty realism, you know? Plus, looking like I do, people just never take me seriously. Just wanted to prove I could do this for real, on my own. With the help of my trusty partner and a smattering of trained animals. I know my dad was just trying to help, but this only made things worse. I grew up reading my father's detective books, and you may not know this, but my mother is the chief of police. I've always looked up to her. I just wanted to do the whole bit. The detecting, the monologuing, the arresting. Oh.
So why don't we arrest your dad?
As much as he deserves to suffer what he's done, I just don't have it in me to send my dad to jail. After all, he was only trying to help. And I'm not sure anything he did was technically illegal. Perhaps being a detective isn't all about dramatic speeches, deciding who to arrest. Maybe sometimes it's about not arresting people? After all, we really investigated the hell out of this case. And a lesser duel would have fallen for my dad's lies, but not us. So the murder wasn't real. Who cares? This doesn't make our detecting skills any less formidable. I've got to thank you, boss, for sticking me through all of this. Without you, I might not have gotten to the heart of this conspiracy. And even though the final verdict makes me kind of sad, well, that just adds to the air of gritty melodrama that every good case needs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go chew out my father for faking some guy's death. But don't think that this is the last you've heard of Pip Whipple! You'll be hearing from me soon, and when you do, we'll solve a real mystery together.
More like solving the mystery of how to get that skirt off you. Nailed it.
A fairy outfit! Oh, it's adorable! And sexy.
Oh, there's her card. Oh, there's her blackjack card, only with the leafy things censoring it. Relationship status? Fucking.
Put that on. Thank you. Alright, that's gonna do it
I'm in
for this episode
shape.
of
All right.
Max Gentleman's Sexy Business.
On break.
So is there more with her then? There must be, right? Like, this can still go up? By the way, I can clearly see she's got, like, one of those, like, a mesh or something to cover herself up so she doesn't just freeze. Hold on. No, fairy hat. Nah. I like the fairy ears. That's cute. Little pixie. Adorable. Yeah, there must be more Pip that we have to go through still. Yeah, but at some point we are getting towards the end of our whole playthrough because there's only so much more before we can do before we must face our rival. So I hope you're still having a good time because I know I sure am. And as always,
More!
not today. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you next time.